Yo, guys, how y'all doing? So, I just had finished recording a Yanagi leaks video, and they just new leaks keep popping up non-stop today. So, I guess I'm gonna have to re-record it because a bunch of things changed, a bunch of numbers, a bunch of text has changed from one leaks to the other. So, if you guys want to keep up with all the leaks, everything that's coming up as soon as they are, just join my Discord. It's here linked in the description. I'm sorry if whenever this video goes out, there's already new things. I'm gonna try to do a new video if there are new informations as soon as possible. But if you guys want to keep up with everything, either join my Discord or watch my stream that I do every day on both YouTube and Twitch. With that out of the way, let's just talk Yanagi. Right? So, this is basic stuff, her HP, stats, whatever the fuck it is. Right? Normal stuff. We already know she's an anomaly electric character, so we know what we're focusing on her. Anomaly mastery, anomaly proficiency, right? Kind of obvious. So, let's start talking about how the character actually works, right? So, she has a basic attack cool mechanic that she basically changes between two stances, right? I don't know if you guys already noticed that. I've said this at basically every video that I talk about Yanagi. She does have like a holster for a katana, but she actually has a spear, which I think is called like Nagatana or something, right? So I always thought that she was going to be one of the first characters with a transforming weapon, right? Just like Harumasa has a bow, but he actually transforms into two daggers, right? So apparently she actually gonna have that mechanic in game, right? She's gonna have two stances. Apparently they are called upper chord and lower chord. Don't know if those are the names or not. That doesn't matter though. So whenever she's performing a basic attack, she can execute up to 5 slashes. That is 5 different basic attacks. So you press the basic attack button 5 times, right? And depending on the stance, she's either gonna deal physical damage or electric damage. I guess one stance does physical, one does electric, and maybe she's dual element, or she does both physical and electric on both stances. It ain't really clear by the way that it is written here, right? She can execute up to 5 slashes forward depending on the current stances, dealing physical damage and electric damage. So I guess the stance doesn't matter. It's not like she's a dual element character. I guess it just means that some slashes are physical and some are electric. Don't fucking know. I guess we're gonna have to wait for more leaks to know. So, her upper chord, right, the stance bonus is increases her resistance to interruptions during her attack. This means you can just basically ignore and face tank enemy attacks without getting stun locked, right? The other one, which is lower chord, the bonus is that increase the amount of interruption that you take during basic attacks, right? If I'm not wrong though, from one other leak that I've seen, which is this one, right? It calls the mode B, which I guess is the lower chord. It increases the amount of interruption that you take, but it also increases the amount of damage that you do. And I guess that's what's probably missing here, right? After switching stances, though, she also retains the previous stance buff for 6 seconds. So I guess if you want to min-max her, you're going to have to try and change stances every 6 seconds, right? So these are just the multipliers. They're apparently multipliers of her basic attack chain. I don't really care too much about those, to be fair. You can just find them on Hakushin if you want to. So, her special attack, Flowing Transition. You just tap to activate it, and you perform a forward slash dealing electric damage while switching your stance as well, right? If you tap this in the third, fourth, or fifth hit of the basic attack chain, you can trigger a quick switch, allowing you to connect to the third hit, the third attack of the basic attack chain off the other stance, right? So what you're probably gonna do here to be more effective is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 special 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 special 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 special 1 2, right? And maybe after the 1 2 you just change again, right? You do 1 2 3 4 5 special 1 2 special 1 2 special 1 2 special 1 2. You just keep switching stances. I don't know how well that is gonna work in practicality. That sounds kind of what you're probably gonna do, right? I don't know if you only change it if it is an EX. I don't know if there's a cooldown between changing stances. I don't know if there's any practical gain on switching stances that often. right? Because that is a lot of more often than 6 seconds. That is basically how it's probably going to work, though, right? Because after changing stances, you're basically already going to be on the third hit of the next stance. So you can just basically try and connect them infinitely, or maybe find a cool creative way of using that change in a different way that I don't really know about, right? For example, there's a stance that you prefer the most. So you can do, let's say you are on the stance you prefer the most, you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, special, change stances, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 3, 4, 5, right? Press it again to change stance again, press the special to change stance again, and then you're already on your favorite stance. And you can do the 3, 4, 5 again, and then just dodge, regroup, do whatever the fuck you want, right? And just keep on the stance that you prefer to play with, right? So it increases the interruption resistance during the activation of the special. Normal stuff, right? And whenever you do this special, which is changing your stance, you can also block the enemy attacks. So I wonder if this is kind of going to work like the way that Caesar does her shield bash, right? Because you press Caesar special and she just bashes the shield and denies, right? Blocks the enemy attack. I wonder if it's going to be kind of the same way. It does sound like it is kind of the same way, right? So her EX though, which is the again the special with the bar, right? You can just hold to activate if you have enough energy. Again, switches between both stances to use a powerful slash. So I guess you and this special it uses both stances at once. During the activation, you enter a state called all-encompassing nature. While the state lasts after executing the 50th attack of a basic attack chain, which is the last one, or other types of attacks, you can connect the third hit of a basic attack chain on the other stance. This lasts for 15 seconds and reapplies, refreshing the duration. So I guess that if you use the EX, then you can do what I previously said, which is chaining infinitely different stances, one on top of the other, one on top of the other. I guess the normal special doesn't allow you to, but the EX special, which is the one that needs the bar, actually does allow you to do that, right? If the EX hits an enemy that is in an anomaly status, it adds an additional area damage, so an additional AoE that is 15% of Yanagi's anomaly proficiency, right? Which means that if the guy is already hidden by an anomaly, you basically gain a free AoE, right? That scales off of her AP, right? If the target is in a non-electric attribute, though, which is pretty interesting here, keep up, this damage is actually considered a disorder. This disruption is actually disorder damage, which means that this will actually allow her to also brute force a lot of elemental resistance, right? Because if you use her to just proc a lot of disorder, for example, on the EX, right? You're just going to do an AoE disorder damage. And that's going to help out a lot if you're fighting enemies that maybe are a little bit resistance wise, right? And you're just using her to maybe match with Jane or match with Varnes. Who knows, right? So it is pretty interesting. I like the fact that she has a bunch of disorder effects. We're going to see a little bit more of them on the rest of the leaks, right? So of course, she gains invulnerability whenever casting the EX, again, just like most characters, right? So her chain attack. When triggering a chain attack, the character does the following, which is performing a powerful slash, frontal area, dealing a lot amount of electric damage, the usual, right? And after that, after she does this chain attack, you basically start off of the third attack of a basic attack chain, and you can just keep on changing stances, right? Again, invulnerable during chain attack. All the characters are normal stuff, right? Her ultimate, though, when the decibels are at maximum, which is you have enough energy to ult, you activate it. What it does is, again, probably basically the same thing as our chain attack, just a little bit more intricate, which means there's a huge slash on front of you, dealing a lot of lightning damage, right? And after that, it does a lightning strike, dealing, if I had to guess, a lot of AoE, right? Probably an area of AoE of the impact of the lightning. And again, after you cast this, you can just link back into the third attack of her basic attack chain. And of course, she's invulnerable doing it, right? So this now is her core passive, right? So her core passive is whenever she activates her EX and hits an enemy, the enemy enters a tremor state, right? Whenever the enemy is in a tremor state, he receives 40% increased electric attribute damage from Yanagi only. So it's not a team-wide debuff on the enemy. It only works for her, right? And when you trigger a disorder on the enemy that is affected by tremor, the damage multiplier of the disorder is increased by 600%. I'm just gonna tell you guys this right here. This other leak here, which was my first video, said that the increase on the disorder effect was 300%. So again, take this one with a grain of salt, okay? I guess we're gonna have to wait a little more to see the numbers. They're probably going to do a bunch of patches and corrections and balancing on the beta. So again, don't think too much about the numbers. Think more about how the character feels, right? So the tremor debuff lasts for 15 seconds, and reapplying that state refreshes the duration, right? So you have basically 15 seconds to cast another EX, so you can keep that machine going over and over and over, right? So her additional ability is triggered whenever there are any other anomaly characters or a character with the same attribute as her. I wonder if this translation is right. So it is either an anomaly or an electric character, or if it is an anomaly and someone for her faction, right? Although what is written here is that it is an anomaly character or someone that is electric too. Let's see though. So after switching stances or activating her chain attack, follow up, or anything in that way, or you know what I'm saying, the electric anomaly buildup rate of the basic attacks is increased by 70% for 6 seconds, which means that basically she's going to be building up anomaly like fucking crazy, right? So whenever the character got stunned, just remember to plug Yanagi into the rotation on her chain attack so she can build up a ton of electric anomaly, probably at the end of it, right? So she can get that buff. Or just as a normal assist follow up in case you get hit and you just quick swap to Yanagi so she gets that extra buff too, right? So now I'm gonna use a little bit of the old leak since these new leaks don't really talk about her double engine or her dupes, right? So basically, what we're seeing here for her double engine is that it's going to increase the electric anomaly buildup rate by 30%. That the special attacks will increase the anomaly proficiency by 75, and whenever her mastery is above 400, the disordered damage that she deals increases by 25%. I think this is actually anomaly proficiency, not anomaly mastery, because getting anomaly mastery to above 400 is gonna be fucking insane. Again, take this one with a grain of salt. If it is mastery or proficiency, I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. The point is that there's a way to increase the disorder damage that happens if you build up enough anomaly stats. It doesn't matter if it's mastery or proficiency, right? At the end of the day. So the Mindscapes. Her M1 increases 15% the elect damage on the mode A, which I guess is the upper chord, right? And on the lower chord, it will increase the penetration rates by 12%. The M2, basically, whenever she debuffs the enemy, probably whenever she does the tremor, right? Yanagi is going to gain a buff. That buff is whenever she is attacked, she gains actually 1 second of invincibility, right? Which is fucking insane for M2. Let's be honest here. The fact that you can just make a character invincible for 1 second is fucking insane, right? A maximum of 2 layers can be stacked, so you can stack actually up to 2 seconds of invincibility in a way, right? And when there's more than 1 layer, Yanagi also gains 50 anomaly mastery, which is a lot of anomaly mastery. The buff lasts for 10 seconds, and gaining it repeatedly refreshes the duration. So basically, you can just try and keep stacking this buff, so that Yanagi can always be invincible, at least on a small time frame, right? So her M4 is whenever she performs a chain attack or an assist, she also activates her special status on her EX, which is the one that she can, I guess, freely switch between stances, and also recovers her 10 energy, right? And can trigger only once every 15 seconds. The M6 is kind of insane, I ain't gonna lie. Basically, the M6 says whenever she causes a target to get a debuff, which is basically the tremor, I guess, or deals damage to an enemy that is already debuffed, she applies pierce to the target, right? And whenever there's the pierce, the target takes an additional electric damage based off 550% of Yanagi's attack to the target. I wonder if this is really going to be attack. and not anomaly proficiency, but still, here's the info, right? When Yanagi hits an enemy with a pierce state, she also ignores 30% of the target electric damage resistance, which again, fucking bananas. Let's just be honest here. Insane, 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 right? The pierce states last a maximum of 8 seconds and cannot be reapplied during its duration. So again, it is an absurd buff, right? It is an M6 though, so it makes sense. And thankfully, you can't just make this less forever, right? It makes sense. Again, it's way too strong. It is an M6. I guess most people don't care about it anyways. But yeah, boys, that's pretty much it. I had to re-record this because of the fucking changes on the leaks. Every half an hour, they're releasing new information about her. So I'm sorry if maybe something's already outdated or anything. Again, if you guys want to see the most updated content on TCC leaks, HSR leaks, Genshin leaks, Woo leaks, whatever the fuck it is, just join my Discord or watch the stream, right? I do talk about both of them consistently on the Discord and the stream. I have other people there that help me out get info and everything. So you guys are more than welcome to join the Discord or watch the streams. By the way, on the Discord, we not only talk about leaks, we also talk about those games in general. There's a specific channel for leaks, so if you don't want to know about leaks, although if you're watching this video, probably do, you can just join the Discord and just hang out with us and talk normally about the game and everything. We also talk about anime, tech, drama, reacts, general stuff. So you guys are more than welcome to just join and chill. If you guys just want to find out some new friends, right? Have a place to hang around, talk about a lot of shit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave it a like, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitch. I stream every day on both YouTube and Twitch. And tell me, guys, are you guys pulling for Yanagi? Are you guys interested in this Yanagi kit? Is she going to be a replacement for Jane? Is she going to be a more active Burness? What are we thinking here? Are you guys not pulling for her if you guys already have Jane? Are you guys pulling for her to have two disordered teams? What is the POV that you guys have here? Tell me, what the fuck do you guys think is going to be the best Yanagi team? Do you guys think it's going to be Jane and Yanagi? Do you guys think it's going to be Yanagi and Burness? Is Yanagi a disorder hyper carry? Is Yanagi just a more active Burness for Jane? What are we thinking? So yeah, again, that's pretty much it, and I see you guys on the next one. Peace. Bye bye.